announce it and come back year after year and possibly, time's undefeated. My skill level continues to drop every year. I'm a little bit slower.
John Cena has officially broken his silence following his retirement, confirming once again that his in-ring wrestling career is now completely over. He stated that he will not return to active competition, accepting that his body is no longer at the level required for WWE's fast-paced modern style. While he remains involved with WWE in a non-wrestling role, Cena made it clear that his days of stepping inside the ring are finished for good.
I am not coming back.
At the same time, Cena strongly supported the idea of bringing back Brock Lesnar, saying that WWE is missing a performer like him. He described Lesnar as someone born for the fight, emphasizing that his presence, intensity, and dominance make him one of the most unique attractions in wrestling history. Cena's comments have fueled speculation among fans that WWE should consider a return for Lesnar, as he still believes Lesnar belongs in the ring where he can deliver high-impact, must-see performances.
Brock is one of the most gifted, hardest-working, perseverant, stubborn sons of bitches I've ever met. But I honestly think physically he could do whatever he puts his mind to.
Right.
It's also because he's 6'4", 300 plus.
Right.
Let us start with the big one. John Cena is done. Not taking a break. Not doing a farewell tour part 2. Done. Finished. For good. Speaking on Today with Jenna and Chanel, Cena was asked directly about ongoing speculation that he might return to the ring for a one-off match. He did not hesitate. He did not leave the door open. He shut it completely. Cena said, and I am quoting him directly here, "In-ring performance, I will not fall down again. I am 49. I have given my physical best to WWE. That is a man who knows exactly where he stands and is at peace with it." He went on to explain why the decision made sense, saying that the product has gotten so fast and so demanding that he did not want to put out a version of himself that was anything less than what fans deserved. He said, "The product is so fast, and time's undefeated. Rather than hang around and put out a product that I feel might be less to our consumer, I made a promise to our fans." And then he referenced something he had said earlier in his career, a kind of personal promise he had made to himself. He had always said that when he became a step slower, it would be time to go. And now, looking back on his final matches, he acknowledged that moment had arrived. When I am a step slower, it is time to go. That has happened and it is time to go. That right there is the kind of self-awareness that you rarely see from professional wrestlers. So many legends of the past have held on too long, come back when they should not have, and ended up doing more harm than good to their legacies. Cena is not going to make that mistake. He is walking away on his own terms, with his legacy fully intact. Cena officially retired from in-ring competition on December 13, 2025, following his loss to Gunther at Saturday night's main event. And while that was an emotional night for many fans, the way Cena has handled everything since then shows that this was always the plan. Now, before anyone thinks that John Cena is completely done with WWE, let us be very clear, he is still very much involved with the company, just in a different capacity. Cena has signed a new 5-year contract with WWE, but this time as an ambassador. His role is focused on promoting the WWE product around the world and using his influence and platform to help the company grow. He is also reportedly involved in developmental talent scouting and promotional work for WWE's Club WWE service. He hosted WrestleMania 42 earlier this year, which was a massive moment, and he also appeared at Backlash to make a huge announcement, which we will get into in a moment. The point is, John Cena is not disappearing. He is just transitioning into a role that is better suited for where he is at in his life. And honestly, that is exactly what WWE needs from someone like him. His value to the company goes far beyond what happens inside the ring. His global reach, his media presence, and his ability to connect with people of all ages makes him one of the most important figures in wrestling regardless of whether he is competing. Now let us talk about the announcement that Cena made at Backlash, because this is one of the most interesting developments in WWE right now. He revealed the John Cena Classic, a tournament concept that is still in the works but has already generated a significant amount of buzz and, to be fair, a fair bit of criticism as well. The basic idea is to find the next generation of WWE superstars through a tournament format, with fan involvement including voting on outcomes. Cena has been very hands-on with the concept and has pushed back against the criticism, saying that doing something new is always going to come with mixed reactions. He told CBS Sports, "I am trying to do something new. WWE is trying to do something new. That is going to come with praise and critique." As one of the most polarizing figures in WWE over the past 23 years, man, it would not be normal if there were no folks cheering and folks that were not. And he has a point. Cena has always been polarizing. That is part of what made him so effective. Love him or hate him, people always had a strong reaction to him, and now he is bringing that same energy into this new role. When asked about the kind of talent he is looking for, Cena gave a really interesting answer. He said he tries to turn off his radar when it comes to spotting potential, because he himself was not on anyone's radar when he came up through the ranks. He mentioned people like CM Punk, Seth Rollins, and Becky Lynch as examples of superstars who might not have jumped out to scouts early on but went on to become massive stars. But then he drew a contrast with certain performers who were, in his words, just born to do this. And that brings us to the next part of today's video. This is where things get really interesting. John Cena, in multiple interviews over the past few months, has made it very clear that he believes WWE is missing something without Brock Lesnar in the picture. When talking about the John Cena Classic and the concept of natural-born stars, he specifically mentioned Lesnar as someone who was simply built for professional wrestling and sports entertainment. He said Brock Lesnar was born to do what we do. That is a strong statement, and it is not the first time Cena has said something like this. Going back a few years, Cena called Lesnar the best in-ring performer of all time. He told Sports Illustrated, "I can say with the utmost sincerity that I believe Brock Lesnar is the best in-ring performer that I have seen. I think he is the best in-ring performer of all time." Cena has always been one of Lesnar's biggest supporters, and his latest comments are fueling fan speculation that WWE should be working on bringing the Beast back. Lesnar officially retired at WrestleMania 42 after losing to Obafemi, which was a shocking end to one of the most remarkable careers in wrestling history. But with Cena now in an ambassador role and the John Cena Classic on the horizon, some fans are wondering if there is any universe where Lesnar comes back, even in a limited capacity, probably not as a full-time performer, but as a special attraction, as someone who shows up and immediately makes everything feel more important. That is exactly the kind of role Lesnar has always thrived in. Cena himself described what made Lesnar so special, and it is worth listening to every word of it. He said Lesnar believes in his own presence so deeply that you simply cannot ignore him. Everything he does feels special, nothing is wasted. And despite being this overwhelming force, Lesnar was also one of the most giving performers in the company, always willing to make his opponents look good even while dominating them. That is the mark of a true professional, and that is exactly what WWE loses when a performer like Lesnar is not on the roster. So what does all of this mean for the future of WWE? You have got Cena retired but still involved as an ambassador. You have got the John Cena Classic on the way, which could introduce some exciting new talent to the main roster. And you have got fans buzzing about whether Lesnar might ever return in some form. Meanwhile, Roman Reigns is still one of the top stars in the company, currently feuding with Jacob Fatu, who has been giving him serious problems. The Bloodline storyline continues to evolve in ways that keep things fresh. WWE is in a strong position right now, but the discussion that Cena is sparking about what makes a great performer, about the value of natural-born stars, about the importance of presence and storytelling, that conversation is always relevant. It never gets old. That is everything we have got for today. John Cena is done competing, but he is not done influencing this business. His retirement is real, his legacy is set, and his voice still carries enormous weight in the world of professional wrestling. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe if you have not already. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think WWE should try to bring Brock Lesnar back in some capacity? And what do you think of the John Cena Classic idea? Let us know where you stand. We will see you in the next one.
This is Obafemi tossing at it, and now the 300. A few years back, these two and NXT.
WWE analysts and commentators say Obafemi is not human, and maybe they're right. Whether it's effortlessly throwing around a 330-pound Otis or retiring Brock Lesnar in under 5 minutes at WrestleMania 42, Obafemi has proven time and time again that he's more than just a wrestler. He's an unstoppable force. Every time he steps onto Raw, destruction follows. Strength, dominance, and fear all have one name: the ruler, Obafemi.
But these are far different from that. It would change Otis's career. It would change his life. Nose to nose. And Femi now runs right into Otis. Momentum now. Whoa! Good God! What an out, Femi. 330 pounds tossed across the ring.
The ruler is not human.
You gonna try it? Otis up now. To the second. Does! Femi with a fall from grace. Are you kidding me?
They called him Superman. They called him a comic book character given flesh and bone. One analyst said, on live television, that watching Obafemi perform was like watching someone cheat the code of the simulation, like reality itself hadn't caught up with what his body was capable of doing.
Lord Jesus have mercy. Obafemi's got a cheese open. One, two, three. Lord Jesus have mercy.
The fans felt it too. Social media didn't just explode after that Otis moment, it fractured. Split between people who couldn't believe what they'd just seen, and people desperately trying to explain it away. Trying to make it make sense. Trying to fit what Obafemi does into the boxes and categories that professional wrestling has always used to define its greatest performers.
Sir Otis is comfortable up there. In press. The fall from grace. They collided at NXT.
Obafemi is becoming...
Those boxes don't fit him. They never did. In 20 years of analysis and observation, the consensus forming around Obafemi is unprecedented. Not just that he is physically dominant, WWE has had dominant athletes before. Not just that he is powerful, power alone does not make a megastar. What makes Obafemi different is the totality. The combination of size, speed, explosiveness, charisma, and an almost supernatural aura that fills an arena the moment his music plays. Analysts aren't saying WWE hasn't seen someone this good. They're saying WWE hasn't seen someone rise this fast, this completely at this level of physical dominance. Not ever. But if you want to understand the full magnitude of what Obafemi represents, if you want to understand why arenas shake when he walks through the curtain, you need to go back to WrestleMania 42. You need to go back to the night the wrestling world held its breath. Brock Lesnar. Say that name anywhere in the world, anywhere, and people know. Wrestlers know. Athletes know. Even people who have never watched a single minute of professional wrestling in their lives know what Brock Lesnar represents. He is not just a wrestler. He is not just a champion. Brock Lesnar is the single most terrifying force in the history of this business. A legitimate NSA heavyweight champion. A UFC World Heavyweight Champion. A man who broke The Undertaker's undefeated WrestleMania streak. A man who has conquered every mountain this sport has to offer and then looked for more mountains to conquer. When Brock Lesnar steps into a WWE ring, the conversation isn't about whether someone can beat him, the conversation is about how long they survive. The match lasted 4 minutes and 47 seconds. 4 minutes and 47 seconds to rewrite the history of professional wrestling. Lesnar went for the F5, the move that has ended careers, the move that ended the streak, the move that is synonymous with finality and destruction. Obafemi didn't go down, he landed on his feet. What followed was not a wrestling match, it was an execution. Calm, methodical, and total. Obafemi dismantled Brock Lesnar piece by piece with the same eerie composure he always carries. No rage, no panic, just inevitability. The fall from grace connected. The arena shook. The 3 counts echoed across every screen on the planet. And Brock Lesnar, the Brock Lesnar, lay still on the canvas of the grandest stage professional wrestling has ever known. Then came the moment that broke the wrestling world's heart and inspired it simultaneously. Brock Lesnar sat up slowly. He looked around the arena, at the crowd, at the lights, at the ring that had been his cathedral for over 2 decades. He unlaced his boots, both of them. Slowly, deliberately, and he left them in the ring. In professional wrestling, leaving your boots in the ring means one thing. It means this was the last time. It means the torch has been passed. It means a legend has looked at the future and decided, this is where my story ends, and yours begins. Brock Lesnar, the most fearsome competitor in WWE history, looked at Obafemi and said, without a single word, you're the one now. To understand how we got here, you have to go back to the beginning. To a city far from the bright lights of WWE arenas, to Lagos, Nigeria, where a boy named Isaac Odugbason was discovering something the rest of the world would eventually have to reckon with. He was different. Not just physically, although physically, he was always something extraordinary, but different in the way he moved through the world. with a quiet, unshakable certainty that made people stop and stare without being able to explain why. Isaac Odugbason didn't have to demand attention